What's up guys, Josh here from Mixing Mango, and today I want to talk more about RS3. So I did like a first impressions video on the day of release, and I've talked a bit about the interface system, but I want to talk about RS3 as a whole really. So it brought a lot of changes, and actually I'll just firstly mention I'm doing a bit of woodcutting. I'm using a rune hatchet because I tried to buy a dragon one, and I had one before I sold it, but tried to buy it for like 500k above G and it just wasn't buying, so I'm going to hold off on getting one for now. But yeah, so back to RS3. It is definitely a game changer, I would say. I mean, just look at it, it's definitely like, I think it started with the EOC. It's just not RuneScape anymore, to be honest, and I don't know if that's a bad thing. I mean, the game kind of does need to change to survive, but I think it's just the simplicity of RuneScape is kind of gone now. I mean, like the EOC kind of took away the combat side of it. The new interface system has kind of just like, you can customize everything, but before Jagex did everything for you. It was a nice clean interface, and it was kind of like there was nothing to worry about in that side of it. And like, yeah, like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the game kind of does need to change to advance and become more popular, I guess, but we are kind of straying away from the roots of RuneScape. And I mean, if you've noticed, like, no one actually calls it RuneScape anymore, you just call it EOC, and probably now RS3, so you can just see like there is a shift in even just what the player base think of the game. But let's focus a bit more on just RS3 as a whole, because already I'm starting to go off topic. But yeah, so RS3. Firstly, let's talk about the interface. So I talked about this recently, and I'll just quickly over it again. It is really growing on me, and I think it is a good step in the right direction. Like I said in that previous video, there are some stuff that they could implement, and if they did, then I think it would just make the whole thing a bit more complete and just a lot easier to use. So that is the new interface. In terms of, we'll go for sound next. I haven't properly tested out the sound quality, but it does, from what I've heard, it is actually really good. And like login screen, you can hear quite a bit of it. It sounds really quite good, so I probably will play with my sound on a bit more often, because I just haven't, like, that has been on mute for just as long as I can remember. So the sound stuff does look, and it doesn't really look, it does actually sound really cool. So I would recommend just listening to a bit of it and seeing if it is something you'd like to listen to, because it does sound pretty awesome. So that is interface and sound. The next thing, HTML5, we'll talk about this a bit. I've got a video coming, or it might already be up, I'm not really sure when I'm going to upload this one, but I've got a video on HTML5 coming up soon, so I can actually run it now, and I think HTML5 is looking really good. There are quite a lot of bugs in it, but I think it will be quite a good addition for anyone that can run it. And that was supposed to be like a main part of RS3, so it is kind of a shame that it wasn't released with it, but it just was definitely not ready. I'm surprised that they actually thought they were going to release HTML5 with RS3, because it just wasn't up to standard at the moment. So that is kind of the three main sort of game elements that they've changed, or I guess engine sort of elements. But in terms of the actual content, the main thing is the new world events and also the new storyline. So start with the storylines, that's a bit easier. I think it's really good what they've done with RS3 moving into the 6th age, because it means they can do a lot more quests now, and we're going to have a lot of god related quests, so that's going to be quite fun to play through. And it just means you can sort of show off a bit more, like sort of who you follow, and also just kind of like learn a bit more of the lore around that thing, like around the gods, and just see what has happened with like what the gods have done to Gielinor. So that is always quite cool. And then hopefully, now that RS3 is released, we'll get like monthly quests, because I think the reason they've been holding off as a quest just is because RS3 wasn't out and they needed the 6th age. So hopefully we do see a lot more quests now. But the main thing is the world events. So I will say I was kind of disappointed by the Battle of Lumbridge, because I think it changes every week. For this first week, like, I didn't really know what to expect, but I thought there was going to be like some proper battle or something. I mean, someone said that like General Gridor was going to be there, and I thought like we're going to see tons of gods fighting it out. Maybe like this would be the second wilderness or something, but that was definitely not the case. Which just kind of, there's just Saradomin and Zamorak at the moment, and they're kind of fighting it out over there, and you have to collect these divine tears for them. And I'm on Sourdough inside, and I've just realised actually that, oh, okay, no, there's my symbol back. I'm not sure how you get rid of it, but I guess it's not too much in the way. But yeah, I'm on Sourdough inside for now, because actually, as you can see here, mixing among the two of Zaros. Zaros is the god I would choose if they would let you pick one, like choose anyone, because they've only let you pick Zamorak or Sourdough at the moment, which is kind of weird. So I'm not sure if they will. They should definitely like open up more gods for you to pick, and I'm not sure when that's going to come, but I guess maybe in future world events, because it is going to change every week. So maybe next week we'll just see, like, I don't know, Zaros will ascend and just like own Zamorak and Sara or something like that. I don't know what they're going to do. But in terms of the current world event, I was kind of disappointed with that, but I guess we'll see what they can do in the future weeks, because it is really promising in the way that you can kind of shape how RS is for you. Because like in single player games, like if you take Skyrim for example, that works really well because it is just your world. But in a multiplayer game, that's kind of harder to do, because then it's like every world is different for each player. So it's going to be interesting how they can pull that off. But because I don't think they could do something like pretty much, let's say like Zaros just destroys Draenor or something, and I don't think they could do it. So like you don't have Draenor for one person, but it's there for like a second account and like another account that hasn't done that quest or something like that. So it's kind of, they're kind of limited to what they can do with the world events and sort of making it your game. But it does look like a really interesting concept, and we'll see what else they can do with it. But what are you guys? How are your what are your opinions on RS3? Are you liking it? Do you wish we'd stayed in RS2, and do you have any just feedback on like RS3 in general? But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.